And time is clearly the most expensive commodity in this fucking world. Let's change the angle a little bit. Everyone is always in need of more time. There's never enough time in the oh, damn it. Oh, shit. Straight up to my face. I've been down so long and look like Don't let the outside world influence the positive energies that are waiting, hoping, wishing, eagerly to come into your life. See you guys later. Welcome to Weekly Mitch number 2, numero 2. This week's phrase, this weekly phrase of the week is, when you lose, don't lose the lesson. Meaning, whenever you take that L, realize, keep in the back of your head that there is always something to learn from the situation. There is always something positive to learn, something to take with you, so that later on when you're faced with a similar predicament, you can kind of use that experience, that lesson that you learned, to maneuver your way through that similar predicament and come out of it with a couple less bruises than you did last time. And eventually, through trial and error, you can completely avoid the unfortunate event again. So, for example, you can learn from being at a job that you don't like. Like, for example, me. I am at a job and I currently hate it. But I've learned through the years to be a bit more patient, to be a little bit less dismissive when people come in with their drunken, saddened stories. They make me sad and I don't like listening to them, but I learned to take them and listen and give those people the shoulder to cry on, so to speak. So I learned to be a little bit more compassionate in that sense. But that's just one example. This can be applied to almost everything, and I've been telling myself this for years, and it's really helped me find little lessons in every mishap or unfortunate event. At times where, like, I've cried over certain situations or certain events that happened to me that I took as stressful or just something unfortunate, but after analyzing, I would tell myself that there has to be something for me to learn from this. There has to be something for me to learn from this. And eventually, if trying, I found things in every one of those situations. I found lessons in everything. And those lessons I carry with me till now, and I don't doubt that I'll carry them with me for the rest of my life. It's just a matter of gaining self-awareness and looking for the lessons to be learned, rather than having the defeatist attitude of thinking that things are happening to you for no reason and it's just unfair, and why is this happening to me? Why me? That mentality, I believe, my intuition says that isn't the right way to go about things. That defeatist mentality inhibits you from learning and progressing in life. And I just think that it's much more productive to go about things in a way where you approach situations with a more open mind and not so closed-minded to say that things are happening to you for no reason and there's nothing to learn. It's just bad stuff happening to me for no reason. No, man, there's something to learn. This thing is happening to you so you can learn the lesson that's hidden between the lines. There's a silver lining. Find it. Phrase of the week. When you lose, don't lose the lesson. Man, it's kind of tough trying to speak motivationally. I'm not speaking motivationally as if I'm above here or that like I know everything. This is what I tell myself basically. I struggle very often. So these vlogs or these phrases of the week are to help you, the viewer, as well as me. So when I go back and I need some motivation or some words of wisdom from myself, and I can go ahead and watch it, and it's like I'm consoling myself or giving myself advice through the form of video. Actually, before I finish this, let me actually tell you who it is I got that from. Robin Nageele, Nageele. He's an entrepreneur, and I got that from LinkedIn, and I saw the quote, and I really liked it. Anyway, most of these quotes, these phrases that I'm getting are all from other people, other motivational entrepreneurs or artists that say these things and really resonate within me, and I want to share them with you guys. Okay, so on the agenda for tomorrow is I have class in the morning and I have class in the afternoon, but I have a break in between. What should I do in that break? Maybe, just maybe, I'll go to the thrift store. I think that'll be a good idea. If not, man, I'm sure I'll come up with something, because I have like a 4-hour break and I have to fill it with something. Alright, I'll see you then. Peace! I'm late. Alright, so I woke up and I laid in bed. Whoa, man. It's snowing. I had no clue it was gonna freaking snow. Look how beautiful it is. Hold on. Anyway, I woke up and I laid in bed because I thought I had a lot more time. And then by the time I snapped out of my Instagram trance, I realized it was almost time for me to leave, and I still hadn't showered. So I showered real quick, and here I am, and I gotta clean my car, so I'll be right back. Right.
I know it's been a while, sweetheart. We hardly talk. I was doing my thing. I know what was bad, baby. Hey, babe, lately you've been all on my brain. But I never thought that you.
So I'm done with class for now. I have another one in about 2.5 hours. And I'm home. I ate already. Home hanging out. On my phone, trying to remain productive, reading some blog posts, and I stumbled upon this one on entrepreneur.com, which they covered something that Tim Ferriss was talking about. He was giving these pieces of advice, and one of them was that he recommends you do something that's not scalable. And what that means is find something that only you can do, or that you can do the best. And to kind of explain the scalable part a bit better, for example, if you are a taxi driver, or if you want to be a taxi driver, that's a very scalable skill, because you can throw anybody in a car, put a GPS in there, and bam, they are a taxi driver. So that job, or that task of being a taxi driver, can be scaled to a very large number of people, rather than just being at one person. It can be scaled to a large group of people. Yo! February 2nd, 2017, and I am still driving to class. Just kidding, obviously. 2 days ago I was recording, and I didn't record since because there was something interesting going on But there still isn't anything interesting going on, but I'd rather record something than nothing at all. So here I am. Fill you in, let's fill you in. I am, this week, one of the things that I've been struggling with the most out of the many things has been making the decision, or like I necessarily don't have to make the decision now, but the way my mind works, when I see some big obstacle coming down the line, I tend to overthink it right now and try to make the decision early on so I don't struggle with it when it's like when I have to make the decision like the next day or something like that. So there's a decision I have to make later on. So I have a job at a liquor store and I have a job at a brewery and I'm graduating college in 3 months or so, and I don't like working at the liquor store. I enjoy working at the brewery, but I also want to gain some more experience in business and in the marketing realm. So here's the deal. I'd like to leave my job at the liquor store, and I'm being offered a job at the brewery once I finish college. But I also want to get a job, like I mentioned earlier, at a marketing firm or something along those lines. So I don't know what to do, and I also want to travel a little bit. Okay, so but the traveling I can kind of fit in between. If I do leave the liquor store, I can fit the traveling in between that and starting a new job. But I want to travel, and I don't know whether to choose between a brewery job or go work for a marketing firm, or try to apply to work for a marketing firm. Because it's pretty difficult these days to get a job, period, even with a degree. So I have no clue what to do. And I also would like to leave some time for me to be able to photograph on the side and do work on some personal creative projects. So there's a lot of what ifs and a lot going on, and it all depends on time. And time is clearly the most expensive commodity in this fucking world. Without time, we feel like we're pressured and we're stressed because we don't have enough time to do the extra shit that we want to do. Time is, and this goes back to something Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm going to be talking about him a lot because I've been consuming his content non-stop for the last month or so. Between his book, his podcasts, his videos, his blogs, all that shit. So he thinks that, and I agree, and a lot of industry leaders agree, time is the most important thing. Like if you're gonna start an app, or if you're gonna create an app, if you create something that gives people time, then you have a great shot at making some money. So for example, an app that gives time, Uber. He argues that Uber doesn't sell you cab rides, it sells you time, it sells you convenience. In the matter that if you order a taxi, it's going to take some time for it to get here, and it'll take super long, and they're going to charge you a little bit extra. As opposed to Uber, it's convenient. You use it on your phone, you open the app, but boom, 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 somebody's coming to you. In 2, 3, 5 minutes, you have a ride in front of your house. Time. It gives you time, and it saves you time, and it gives you convenience. So if you can make something that can give people more time, save people time so they can use that saved time to dedicate to things that they want to use it for, then you're on the right track. So time is very, very important, and it seems like everyone change the angle a little bit. Everyone is always in need of more time. There's never enough time in the oh, damn it. Oh, shit.
Straight up to my face. I've been down so long, they look like up to me. They look up to me. I got fake people showing fake love to me. Straight up to my face. Straight up to my face.
Anyway, what was I saying? People are always in search of more time. There is never enough time in the day, usually. People, like, when I say people, I mean myself, too. Because I suffer from this shit, too. Like, there's never enough time in the day for me to get done everything that I'd like to get done during the day. So, if you can afford people time, if you can save people time by doing what you do, then you made it. And that's why businesses export their jobs, like certain jobs, like they export, they outsource marketing, they outsource accounting, they outsource R&D. There's a lot of things that businesses outsource so they can save that time. Because if they realize that they're not very good at something, at a specific task in the business operations world, then they outsource that, and they save time because the people that they're outsourcing to have a lot more experience doing that task. So they save time in that sense, and they also save time because they don't have to do the job, period. So if a person doesn't have to physically dial the numbers, call the taxi company and order a taxi, or go outside and try and wave down a taxi during rush hour, then you're saving them all that time. Uber and Lyft are saving them all that time and letting them continue to work or continue to do whatever it was that they were doing, that they want to spend their time doing, besides fucking trying to whale down a taxi or some bull crap like that, you know? So I kind of went on a tangent with that stuff, but I think it fits into what I was talking about. Is happiness depends on how much time you have to do what you want to do, and to pursue the thing, your passion, really. So if you don't have enough time to juggle everything, if you don't have time to juggle job, social life, and passion projects, then it may be a little bit tougher for you to reach a higher level of happiness than you have right now. And that's kind of what I've taken away from this is trying to, and like I mentioned earlier, there's always a silver lining. There's always something to take away from every bad situation. I don't necessarily see this as a bad situation, but it's a challenge. Trying to figure out, hold on, there's a cop that might, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Oh shit. Oh, never mind. Can't see. I thought a cop had seen me recording. He was turning around. But anyway, that's what I'm struggling with right now. It's a challenge trying to figure out how I'm gonna be able to juggle all this this coming summer, between wanting to travel, finding a new job either at the brewery or at the marketing firm, and then when I do get that job, how would I work out my schedule so I still have enough time to have a social life and work on passion projects, and also take some time to relax, you know? Although not much of that is really needed, because the way my mind works, I don't relax too often. I'm always, even if I'm laying down, there's always thoughts rumbling around in my head trying to figure out things, or try to figure out what I can be doing different. What can I do to get ahead further, and how can I develop this idea better, or how can I change my situation in this? How can I improve in that? There's always something going on in my head. So I don't take much time to relax. So I'd like to maybe fit in some time for meditation in my day, but that's something minuscule. That could even be a half hour at the end of the night where I just lay down or sit still and meditate for a little bit. That's another thing. Mental health is very, very, very important in my eyes, And that's something that I know these things in my head, and I agree, and I sympathize with it intellectually, with the benefits that things like meditation and relaxation time have on a person, but I don't do them. And I think that's something that a lot of people suffer from, is knowing what to do, but not actually executing. So in other words, being able to give other people advice, but not taking your own advice. That's been a big hurdle for me that I have to get over. So I have to be better at relaxing and meditating and focusing on my mental health. Because the times that I have meditated in the past, man, the next day I feel amazing. Right after, I feel amazing. I did yoga once. Oh my God. I came out, I woke up. I had gone to sleep. I remember I went to sleep at 12 that night. I woke up at 4:30 to be at the yoga studio at 6. That's just how I am. I like to be punctual, so I'd rather wake up a little bit earlier than wake up at the time and have something go wrong and then be late. So I wake up a little bit early usually for things like that. So I went to sleep at 12, woke up at 4:30 to go to this yoga studio at 6, was there for an hour and a half, got out at 7:30, and before I got into the yoga studio, I was exhausted. I came out of that a new person, like as if I had just slept 18 hours, and it was fucking amazing. But I haven't done it again. You see what I mean? This fucking guy, this guy that you're looking at right now is a hypocrite sometimes, you know. I know the benefits of yoga because I experienced it firsthand, and yet I haven't done them again. I haven't done it again. So I'd like to fit that in to my schedule a little bit. And yeah, wow, that was a long rant. I'm gonna try to do better to switch up the sceneries because I feel like I'm in this car a lot, and while I'm recording, so I want to change that. And I'm pulling up to the parking lot at school. Here we are. Welcome. Isn't it so fancy and nice and parking lot looking? Anyway, parking here is not the best. So I'm going to the same class that I was going to on the last part of the vlog, which is biz management seminar. So wish me luck. See you. Oh, damn it.